Hey guys, so today we are just doing this quick fall makeup tutorial. It's actually really easy to recreate. Starting off with base prep, I'm using the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Defense Radiant Protective Veil. This is actually the first mineral-based indoor and outdoor veil that protects from UV rays, pollution, and blue light from cell phones, laptops, TV screens, things of that nature. It is a clean mineral makeup skincare that's free from harsh chemicals, and I really like this because it blends into my skin so nicely. It looks like it leaves a white veil, but once you start really working it into the skin, it completely disappears and leaves your skin with this nice satin finish. So I actually really like using it as a makeup primer too. So once I've got that nice and massaged into the skin, I went in with a little bit of a facial spray. This is the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist, one of my absolute favorites, and I like to just apply this before doing foundation because I like it a little bit better sometimes as a prep step than a finishing step. I don't know, that's just what I was feeling for today. And I primed my eyes. I used the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, just blended that in with my fingers. Okay, so for foundation, I'm using the YSL Stick Foundation, and I am so in love with this. You guys know that I usually don't really like stick foundations, but this one I have been obsessing over because it looks so natural and blends away so beautifully into the skin. I like to blend it in with a brush and just do one light layer to just kind of even out my skin tone, and you guys will see it just looks so natural. I really like this so much. I think it looks so nice on the skin, and I really just take my time making sure to blend it in really nicely. I also like to put a little bit on the eyelids just to kind of give my eyelids a little bit of a blank canvas for eyeshadow. Now, once I do one layer, I really like to go in on the areas where I need a little bit more coverage, so wherever I have pimples or hyperpigmentation, and I just like to do one extra layer and just lightly buff that into the skin using my brush so that the product kind of stays there instead of getting wiped off. For eyeshadows, I'm using the Natasha Denona Camel palette. I have been in love with this too. It's such a simple palette, but it has colors that you'll always use because it's all just these gorgeous brown tones. So I started off by buffing that middle shade into the crease of the eye. I wanted this to be my transition shade, and I'm also going to be taking that darker shade, now I did it, and I used that in the crease of the eye just to further deepen it and also create like a little bit more intensity because I did want the eye to be slightly more smoky. So then I'm taking the bronze shade just on a flat shadow brush like this, and I'm applying this all over the eyelid. It looks so shimmery and reflective when you apply this shade dry, but if you really want to intensify it and make it really dramatically shimmery, then you can just use a little bit of like Fix Plus or some water and it's even more intense. Now to just highlight the brow bone, I used that lightest shade and just slightly dusted that right under the arch of my brow. Just nice and soft. Pulled the look together a little bit more. This is the new Jouer Full Coverage Liquid Concealer. I use the shade Dolce de Leche right under the eyes just to kind of give myself some added coverage right on that pimple too. And then to add some brightness and like a little bit of liquid highlight, I'm using the shade Honey. I like to buff this in with my beauty blender, and you guys, I will be doing like a talk to camera video using this concealer because I've been wearing it the past couple days, and in combination with the YSL foundation, I've just been in love with it, and just it looks so nice and airbrushed without looking cakey. So I just do my concealer, blend it in with the beauty blender. You guys know this deal. Okay, and then I went in with that mid brown, like that middle brown shade, you know, from the palette, and I put that on the outer corner all the way to the inner corner just on a little pencil brush and blended that in. And then I'm now doing brows. So for brows, I used the Benefit Ka-Brow pomade. And I also feel like I need a spoolie, so I used my Marc Jacobs Ash Brown spoolie and just kind of buffed that through the brows just so that everything was a little bit more blended and looked nicer. So to set my face, I'm using the MAC Patrick Star Opalescent Face Powder. I like this because it kind of highlights your skin while also mattifying it. So I like how this doesn't make my skin look chalky or powdery. And I just like to lightly press this wherever I have concealer and in my T-zone wherever I tend to get a little bit more oily. And then I am using my Givenchy Amber Bronzer. Still so obsessed with this. I really love how this has kind of a pearl finish to it. So again, it reflects back light. It looks so nice and natural on the skin. And I just use a big fluffy brush like this to apply it so that I kind of get this like blown out, airbrushed look. It looks really nice and natural. And I can pull it in towards the center of the face without it feeling too heavy. So I just bronzed up my entire face with this. Now for blush, I am using the Jouer Rose Blush, and this is just like a nice dusty rose. I like applying this to the apples of my cheeks, but also a trick that I've been doing recently, just because I like the kind of cheeky look it gives, is pulling it more towards the center of the face and actually like putting a little bit on the nose as well. I think it looks really natural. Now to highlight, I used the Becca Champagne Pop Poured, and I like to still pick this up on that stippling brush. I just think it really gives you the most natural sheer application, and I apply that to the high points of my face. Now I'm using the LA Girl Ultimate Eyeliner, and this one is in the shade Warm Brown. I use this to tightline and waterline my eyes just for a little bit of extra definition. To set my brows and keep them in place, I used Glossier Boy Brow, one of my favorite pomades, and this one is in the shade Brown. Okay, so this is an oldie but a goodie, and I've really been liking using this as like a base mascara. It's Maybelline Lash Discovery, and it just helps you get every single lash. So I still use the waterproof version, and I use this on my top lashes so I can get all those inner and outer corner lashes. And then I use Maybelline Lash Sensational, another one of my favorites, and I use this for the drama to really like emphasize my lashes and just get them looking nice and thick and plumped up. But once I do my lower lash mascara, I went back and used the Lash Discovery just because it's got that like nice tiny brush, so it's a little bit easier to handle on the lower lashes. And every time I see the footage of me putting lower lash mascara on, I'm like, stop making that face. Stop it. To line my lips, I used the Rimmel Exaggerate Lip Liner in one of my favorite shades ever. This is Addiction. It's like the perfect Your Lips But Better shade, so I'm just lining my lips with this, and it is a long wear formula, so it does help you keep your lip product on a little bit longer as well. And then I am finishing this look off. What am I saying? This is Tannin from Bite. It is this gorgeous Merlot cherry lip color. It's so intoxicating and velvety and beautiful, and I think it's one of the most perfect fall shades. I just applied this to my lips, and then you guys know I like a little bit more of a soft blurred edge, so I just took a clean lip brush and just softened everything out so it wasn't so crisp and perfect looking. And once I'm done, you know, softening up the edge of the lip, that's the finished look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Product links and information will be in the description box, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching this one. Bye, guys!